as I tried to draw and describe in the imagery some of the most profound realizations I had after years of this practice, it was extremely challenging because I felt like a lot of times these experiences transcended words. Like it wasn't even visual experiences, it was just feelings that had meaning and that would come to me from meditating. And it seemed like I said, they could only be experienced through or understood through experience. So my only option really seemed to be to create analogies and metaphors through my art, using things from nature that would evoke similar feelings in other people. So that was the goal of what I was trying to communicate. And while I was depicting the things I experienced with different imagery, I began noticing there's patterns that were repeated at different scales throughout the universe. So I kept seeing repeating patterns of things. And it was striking how many different like fractal elements there are in nature. Like the shape of molecules end up looking like the shapes of the crystals they eventually form. So like stuff on the micro level was reflected in a macro level. Things like I noticed are like, and you might have too, but like solar systems have a similar shape to the way we depict an atom. To me, a star kind of resembles a flower that's on fire. And spinning galaxies always appeared like an eye to me when I'd see the pictures of them in a telescope. So after I noticed these things, I just became convinced it wasn't a coincidence. And I came to the realization that we seek to find recognizable patterns whenever we encounter something that's unknown. So we try to draw connections to things we're already familiar with when we see something we don't understand. And much of our language is actually derived from drawing connections and using analogous words to things we've already experienced. So we can use art in a similar way to translate our internal experiences through metaphors, imagery, music, dance, and other art forms. And it was kind of magical because I realized that that's what Sabanim had done with martial arts. Like he explained Zen to me through that art form, which is one of the more foreign art forms you would think you could teach Zen with. But it really, I literally learned everything I know from that. And I think it's almost more apparent in other art forms. So, but the art reveals things about our mind that they can't be directly observed or understood through our senses because our mind is not material. So we can't observe them with our eyes. We can't hear it, smell it, taste it, feel it. I think we can feel it, but not in a tactile sense. But the creative process brings what begins as a vision in our mind, and it puts it out into reality. And then that gives us a small reflection about what our mind is.